Can you see me? I don't know that. Sorry. Okay. I hope the AC is not too loud, but I am getting ready for a market today. And it's 1 o'clock and the market starts at 3:30, so once again I'm too early, but I took a wrong turn because I'm off-lit driving and there's like a farmer's market nearby, so I picked up some snackies. I'm gonna eat them. Oh, I'm so sorry, this covers like so much of the whatever. I'm gonna have some snackies while I talk to you. I was thinking about what I want to talk about because I don't have a plan to vlog right now, but I just figured I'm not doing anything right now and I'm too early, so I might as well talk to the camera in my car. I should also plug it in right now, so I'm not just wasting battery. So let's plug that in and cut off when I plugged it in. But this is my white chocolate dried cherry cookie. I also got a bunch of scones. I think they're strawberry vanilla or something, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna eat while I talk. I'm gonna be rude like that. Oh no, are they melting? Oh no, they're okay. I was thinking about what to talk about. I don't know how I leave the house at like 12 o'clock knowing it starts at 3:30 and just assume the timing works out. But I've gotten a lot of questions about how do you find good markets, how do you sign up for a market and that kind of thing, so I figured I might as well just sit and talk about it a little bit while I'm chilling. I have in my David's teacup, which is literally falling apart. I've tried to clean this off, it does not come off. It's like some of the garbage from this has like come here, and now this also changes color. Also here, if you can see. Alright, let's get into it. One more bite first. So good. Okay. So recently I've talked about in my last video that one of my goals was to do a market out of city. In the next city over, which is about a 3-hour drive. There's technically like Banff, which is an hour away. Which would be a lot more easy to get to compared to a 3-hour drive. And that's just into the city. If it's on like the north side of the city or something, I have to drive even further. But my parents live in Edmonton, so I don't have to worry about like accommodations or finding place to store my stuff or anything like that if I do a show there. So I've been looking at markets in Edmonton, so I've been kind of going through this experience again. However, the only difference is that I can't actually go to one of these markets and scout it out and see how it is, which is something that I would have liked to do, but not something that I did for all the markets that I've signed up for. So what I usually do is I go to 2 different sources. The first one is Instagram. I literally search like, you know, the little 3-letter airport tag, like Calgary is YYC, Edmonton is YEG. YEG, and I literally search like YYC markets or like YEG markets, like the tag on Instagram, and I go through all the posts, and half of them are people advertising their own market and the other half are people announcing that they're going to be at a market. There's some like social media pages and stuff, and they post about like, oh, things to do in whatever city, top 10 things to do in the city this weekend, and then they post about those markets and things like that. So I go to those pages, I look at the market pages, and I look for kind of how many followers do they have, how many posts do they have, do they post like vendor features, do they talk about their vendors, do they talk about their event and build up like kind of hype as you get closer to the event, or is it just like one post for each market that they have, which usually is a less good sign, I think. I go to their tagged posts because oftentimes you can see people posting an advertising picture and it's like, wow, there's so many people, it's like shoulder to shoulder, there's so many vendors, it looks so good, but that might have been like one snippet of their busiest day and it's not representative of the whole market. So I love it when people have lots of tag pictures, when vendors post like walkthroughs. This is me holding a camera. I don't know what this, like, you know, like when you're panning, taking a TikTok. If there's lots of people that attend the markets and take social media and post it, that's a good sign. I also use it to kind of gauge what kind of other vendors are there, if there's a lot of people selling things similar to me. Is it very farmers market-y, like only like veggies and fruits and bread? You know, that's something that's not going to be good. That is where I just walked by. I just scouted it out because I did consider applying to this one at one point, but it seemed very too vegetable for me, and indeed it was all vegetables and some real flowers and bread. But they are good markets, and it's good for grabbing snacks and stuff, but it's just not something that would be good for my product. And the people that are attending the market aren't necessarily looking to buy things that are not consumables and things like that. Sorry, a giant construction truck just drove by. So yeah, you want to kind of look out on social media. Sometimes I'll search it on TikTok, sometimes I'll search it on Facebook if they have a Facebook page, although I feel like most people don't use Facebook anymore, so I'm not too concerned about that. The other thing is there's always Facebook groups. Not always. At least when I've searched it, it seems like there are multiple Facebook groups for every city. Maybe if you're a smaller city, there's only like one or two, or there's not one. But it'll be like Calgary, I don't know what it's called, Calgary vendors or market and events for vendors, or vendor call page, something like that. And it's just a page where people will talk to each other and be very open and be like, hey, this market is looking for vendors. Has anyone been there? You know, what's your experience? Do you recommend it? There's one for Alberta too, like the province. So I try to search the market name there and see what it's like. The community for markets seems very different between here and Edmonton. Here we have a lot of night markets. We have a lot of like, I don't know, cute small business markets that are catered just for like people who have small businesses. Like the Cuties Club markets are really good. There's I can't think of any. I'll put some on the screen, but there's a lot of markets catered just for that kind of group, which is really good, and it's awesome, and it's how I kind of got into all of this, because my city is so good. Mine, Calgary is really good. Whereas Edmonton seems like a lot of the markets are just in like malls. There's like 2 or 3 different markets that I found where they set up in like a section of the mall, which, I mean, I'm sure there's like really good foot traffic. I don't know how it is. The people that vend there seem to be very content when I look at their posts, like, oh my god, I sold out, or like, you know, thank you for your support. You know, if there's a lot of posts like that, that's a good sign. If somebody goes to a market and like never posts about it, that's not a good sign. Or they just don't do social media. But if all of the vendors don't post anything, it's kind of like, is that for me? I don't know. So there's that kind of thing to be thinking about. I was looking, there are a couple multi-day events versus one-day events, because it's hard for me to justify driving 3 hours up, setting up for like 4 hours, and then coming back, because I hate driving. Also, Alberta is like so flat that drive is literally just me staring at grass and cows for like 6 hours there and back. So I don't like driving up there. So a multi-day event would be more worth it for me, to bring all my stuff there, you know, go through that venture and then set up and then stay there for a couple days and then come back. Apparently the Christmas markets there are better. However, I'm so not down to pay like $1,000 for dude. I'm like very panicked recently because my income right now is like pretty much just this. I work like 1 shift a month at my day job so that I don't lose my day job. But in the winter, there are very few markets. Right now, I have signed up for so many markets. I'm pretty much like every weekend I have a market. Some of them are small, but you know, at least I'm going out there and I'm doing stuff and I'm getting some income. Whereas as soon as it hits like September, massive slowdown. October, November, pretty much nothing. November, mid-November is about when Christmas markets start up, and they are incredibly expensive as far as I've seen, and most of them are very like corporate. I don't know if that's the right word, but it seems like some big company that runs a big old Christmas market that is like, they do it every year. They've got a huge expensive venue and lots of vendors. It seems, oh, commercial. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. To be fair, it is freaking July and it's a little early for some smaller market runners to be thinking about Christmas, but that's just me. I'm panicked all the time. So yeah. Oh my god, I'm kind of sniffly. I'm also like so shiny. But yeah, I haven't really looked at the crochet scene in Edmonton, but their market scene doesn't seem as litty as ours in Calgary. No offense. Sorry. But I also might just not be looking in the right places. The other thing I do is I go on Instagram and as I'm going through these tags, if I find any like vendors that sells things that are similar to me or like a similar vibe or like other crochet stuff or like just anything kind of I feel like we would be at the same market, I will go to their page and go to their markets and then see like what markets that they're doing or markets they have done, what they've posted about, basically just finding other local vendors and seeing what they've gone to and what they've posted about. And if I see like, oh, I keep clicking on vendors that I think are similar to me and they all go to this one market, you know, maybe that's a sign that I should try that market. There is also the thing of like, ooh, this person sells the exact same thing that I sell. I don't want to like infringe on their like territory, but you know what, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Nothing, especially with crochet stuff, it's always gonna be a little bit different. You know, you're not gonna show up with the exact same flowers, with the exact same stuff. I know they mostly sell pre-arranged bouquets, but there is another girl that I found that does like the pick your own bouquet style, and it seems like recently it's getting more popular. And a lot of like plushy crocheters, which is like the most common thing, will have a little section where they have some bouquets or they have some like pick your own bouquet things, and that's fine. You know, if you've been in the crochet community, which I have not been for years, but I assume people who have been in for years, plushies are like the biggest thing. There will always be other people that sell like those crochet bees and stuff. You know what, you can't escape it. You know, there's always going to be competition. It's going to be up to the market that you choose to see if they curate it enough that you're not like, if I show up to a market and I only sell crochet flowers and they have another vendor also only selling crochet flowers, that's kind of a red flag for me to never go to that market again, because they probably should have looked at their you know, stuff and been like, oh, we've got two people selling exactly the same thing, maybe we shouldn't accept both of them. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just overall anxious because I've started doing this full time at the beginning of the year, which is when markets started, and then Christmas kind of dies down. I also did not have the funds to continue applying for markets so far out, especially when I hadn't done as many at the beginning of the summer. Most of the signups for all of summer are at the beginning. But yeah, I will, you know, I'll let you know how it goes, but that's kind of how I find markets. I highly recommend asking around. If you make friends with other vendors and do markets a lot, you know, make a chat, make a group chat, talk to them, ask them like, yo, dude, I don't know why I started that, but just be like, hey, have you done this market? Like, sometimes people also message me like, hey, do you want to come to our market? It's $100. I think people really love your product. And then I go to their page and they have like 2 posts. I was like, is this a scam? It wasn't, but the market wasn't good. Sometimes I will be like, can I come for free? And they'll say no. But you know what? I shot my shot. I'm sure they have rental quotas to meet, but you know what, yeah. So yeah, that's my little spiel. I will probably add something else to this video, so let's transition into that. Okay, bye. Alright guys, exciting news. This this video is sponsored by Crochet to Be. Oh my god, they're literally just on Amazon. It's called Crochet to Be. I will link the item in the description, and I will post a picture of it here so you know what you're looking for. But they sell little crochet kits. They are so cute. There's 3 different ones out. I obviously got the mushroom one, which has not just 1, but 3 different kinds of mushrooms that you can make in it. And they also have a dessert one, also cute, and then a sports one I'm not as into, but for you sports crochet fans. But it's a completely beginner-friendly crochet kit. I guess I'll show you. Oh my god. You can make them as keychains, but it's a good beginner-friendly book because it's got all the pictures of all the different stitches that you need to use. Especially when I sell patterns, like all my patterns on Etsy, they're not beginner-friendly in the context that I don't teach you how to do every single stitch. But if you start with a kit like this, they supply you the yarn. Ignore that it's vacuum sealed and looks crazy. The polyfill, and look at this little kit. You get your own crochet hook, stitch markers. There's all the little like keychain hooks to make your own keychains, and some scissors, and even, if you can see, a little hot glue stick for your hot glue gun, which I'm sure if you have a hot glue gun you already have, but it literally includes like darning needles, the stitch markers, like everything that you could possibly need. So if you're starting out and you're like, I don't know what I need to buy, you know, everyone lists different things that you should get, you know, everything that a crochet beginner should get, just get a kit. You start it out, you get even like just small amounts of yarn so you can test out different shapes and toys and keychains. These are really cute. But yeah, so Crochet to Be, I don't get anything if you buy something from them, but I think it's $26 on Amazon. They have 3 different kits. Check it out. I have to do the hand. Alright, we'll continue on to the video. Thank you. There's no wind today, so I can finally put stuff how I would like it to be, because these ones don't have rocks in them yet. Actually, oh, this one does. Some of these don't have rocks in them. And I brought my ducky bags out again, because I haven't had these out, because they just don't really, I never have room. I rented a table, and then brought my own tent. But the table, I rented a 6-foot, this is definitely an 8-foot. Like, you can see my tablecloth does not fit to the end. And I just realized this isn't centered, but whatever. Whatever. And I have these new mystery boxes, which, if you follow me on Instagram, I want to put the Teletubbies in. I didn't this time, but I got my keychains in here because I didn't put my keychains out this time. I just don't have that many right now, because I haven't been making any, and honestly I've been trying to get rid of them. But what's new? I have a lot more tulips. I haven't had tulips in a little while because I've been making only cosmos, and more colors of these closed tulips. This like palette, I think if the yellow was a little bit lighter would be really cute, but I have them in the exact same colors, plus a darker purple in my tulips. And I also made more calla lilies because I haven't made these in a while either. It's kind of more of like a vintagey market in this container area. So I'm gonna do, also, I got eyelash extensions. Anyway, walk through, but everyone's still setting up. But it's looking very cute. And the weather is not too bad. I've never been to like a vintagey market, but it's kind of a mixed bag. We'll come back. That was Brad's beads. We got some jewelry. Brightly and Lillian is still setting up. And it's super cute. This wood is a little bit, I wore like flip-flops. I'm deathly afraid I'll get a splinter, but it seems okay so far. Let's come. Say hi. Quick pan. Oh, here. I came back. I got this bracelet from Bratz Beads. Ooh, so cute. I also have this new ring. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of get organized. Hello! Oh my god. I love it. And that was it for the Bloom Market in Calgary this past weekend. I have this video and a 6-month shop update video, and I'm not sure which order that they will come out in because with this new sponsor, I have to wait for them to approve the footage before I can upload something. So it's putting me a little bit out of whack. But if you want me to make any videos about any questions that you have, potentially about some weird YouTube sponsorship requests that I've gotten and rejected because they were weird, spoilers. Someone asked me to review an electric chainsaw. But yeah, if you want videos about that, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, subscribe, leave a like if you like, and let me know what you want me to make a video about because I will probably do it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.